Good evening, guys. How are we all going? Hopefully everyone's having an amazing Thursday besides the craziness that's going on. I'm just going to share this to our groups where we have our other family members, and it's been a great response for obviously what I'm giving you guys. I'm giving you guys a taste test of one of my online awakening programs I've been running for over 6 years now. It's become very, very successful in 11 different countries. So the reason why I'm giving you guys a taste test to obviously see if you guys take away some value, which I know you definitely will, because what's happening at the moment, obviously here in Melbourne, the collective consciousness, people's mindset, and what I'm going to share with you is understanding that the collective consciousness is like an ocean at the moment of conformity, a notion of, let's say, fear, of disillusion, of so many different things. So I want to give you guys a taste test, and so give you an opportunity to say, well, you know what, there is something out there during this time. Instead of me wasting my time, when we come through it and I'm going from that, I'm going to be becoming a better person from the whole situation. We've got these incense here, guys. We've got the twin flame music. How is everyone? So, Dave to the max, how are you? Noman, how are you, my brother? Great to have you on. Let me have a look. Awesome. So, welcome everybody. Welcome to the True Authentic Reality Experience. If you haven't been on one of my lives before or haven't seen some of my stuff, I'm Lee Bundy. Kate, how are you all the way in Boston? Great to have you on, sister. Great coaching session we had the other day as well. So, just to give you guys, obviously I've got all my team here already ready to rock and roll, which are obviously a part of the True Authentic Reality already. So thank you guys for allowing me to obviously give the public a bit of a taste test. Hey Gareth, how are you, man? Great to have you on as well. A bit of a taste test, a free taste test, because obviously being a part of the online program, you guys have invested money, time, and obviously a lot of hope and trust, which you guys have been getting great results because you guys are doing the work. I'm just saying, hey, look, here's a path. I know some things, I've done some things before. Go down this path and you'll be able to rock it out. So for all you new, wonderful, beautiful souls that are going to be joining us this evening, what I would love, just give us a little bit of background from where you're at, what your understanding of universal consciousness is, because that's going to be tonight's topic. Look, I'm going to relate it to obviously my personal VIP clients, which are all on here. There's Dave, there's Rachel, there's Kate, there's Sophie, there will be Crystal coming on a bit later, and there's a few other people that they like to keep anonymous because of whatever their reason is for that. So welcome everybody and all you newcomers. It's great to have everybody on. So the reason why, once in a while I like to just move this down a bit, so I'll just kick back to, we can be nice and chilled out, we can be nice and relaxed. The reason why that I really like to, give you guys a taste test of this, let's say, service, this know-how, because, I know a lot of people, there's my beautiful partner, she must be on her way here. And there's a lot of people that I know, I'll give you guys a little bit of the example. Today, my beautiful partner, Crystal, and I, we went for a walk after some really cool coaching sessions and experiences. And today was a bit cold, and it was really, you could see the energy. You could see a lot of people judging. Yeah, I normally wear this, this mask. If I'll get it, so I've normally got this up there. It's obviously inside out. I normally have it up around there, and I've been suffering from a little bit of health imperfections. Yeah, so little health challenges, and I've been getting scanned. So I've been finding it hard to breathe. So as you're walking, I wanted to get a bit of fresh air. And so I've just pulled the mask down a little bit. And, you see people, they look at if you've got a mask, you don't, and they shake their head. And then, obviously you've got people running and, how is that making any difference? People are running and actually spitting and, they're breathing even more if they, even more of a way to get you infected because they're running, they're breathing. And so it's just this craziness. Yeah. And we'll get into this. I'm just talking, really want you guys to open your mind. And then you're seeing people pointing the finger, and there was people that were giving me greasies because I just pulled the mask a little bit down, and you have to remember, this is all about universal consciousness. This is all about, not far off, awesome. The door's open so you can come in, no worries, babe. And, it's all about giving people an understanding to open your mind. So I'm going to give you some some experiences, what I've experienced now in little quadrants and like, you know, face to face, like it's like, you know, I call it close quarters. So everyone, there was a lot of judgment going on. There was, and they were seeing these people like they were looking at you, and you, like, you don't need to, you know, you don't need to be able to do any of that stuff. You know, it's crazy. And yeah, so what I did was one guy from far, he's going like that. His other mates pointing, and they're off the track, and they're pointing and going like this and doing whatever. And as they're walking past us, they kept pointing. So, you know, I'm all about don't let people, you know, obviously affect you. But that was to a point where, you know, you need to stand up for yourself. And there's a point of people, if they're just going to keep getting away with that, and it was almost this bully thing. So I went up to the guy quite firmly, and I said, mate, I go, what do you want to say? Like, what are you talking about? Oh, you got no mask. I said, you know, you don't even know why I have got a mask. I had to pull it down. I've actually got a health challenge. Mind your own fucking business and stop judging people and putting that energy out to others, because you can feel it. It's like opposing magnets. You know, I'm very, very energy intuitive. So is Crystal. And, you know, you see people and they've got that, you know, they've got this happening, and, you know, how bad does that look? Yeah. And you see, you know, what they're looking at. It's creating this separation, and let alone people putting that energy out. So I just wanted to make an example of that guy. And I went up to him. I said, mate, what the fuck do you want to say? Hey, Bobby Petrosky, how are you, bro? And, you know, he's like, oh, you know, your mask, and we all here. I said, I understand that. I said, I've got the test, this fucking test of this thing that you think's going around, and I'm, you know, I'm perfect. Yeah, what I can't do is I can't have the mask because I kept gagging and my body, you know, and I'm on blood thinners and that. So not having any oxygen on blood thinners, you know, I could pass out at any time. But the reason why I went over there so firmly, you could say aggressively, I didn't obviously put a hand on the guy. It was just like to say, hey, enough of the judgment, enough of the separation, enough of putting the finger out, enough of people's opinions, because what is happening is that before all this happened, and you all would know this, we were in a golden age. We were in an age of higher consciousness. People were awakening. So my main message is that if I finish the live, let's just quickly take the live stream to the end, is that in this time, you want to be finding every way possible to become more awoke, to understand what's going on, not getting caught up with the riffraff and, oh, you know, there's this and that, and I need to believe this, you know, oh, it's the news, it's all these other things going on, the vaccine's on, the vaccine's off. Stop thinking about that. And you see people, the separation and the judgment, that people's small-minded syndrome about this, or what they think is right and wrong, is separating others, and it's creating, you know, an unconscious incompetence. It's creating this heaviness. It's creating, you know, people aren't coming together. We're getting broken apart. So that's why my whole motivation of tonight's live stream, and why I'm giving you a taste test of our paid private group, because it needs to be heard, it needs to be felt, it needs to, you know, you guys need to experience this also on other many cases. Because what I want to ask you right now, that if you let's do a bit of a you know, a questionnaire for a moment. Let's need some of our beautiful alkaline water. So this is what I want you to understand. That you need to, like, if you keep watching that thing there, yeah, oh, you know, Crystal and I never watch the news. You know, if it goes on straight away, it's going to something higher consciousness, learning, YouTube. As it is now, it's on this, it's actually on this music. It's the twin flame. You know, before I get into the lives, I like to get into, you know, peak state and run myself through my success commandments. And what I will ask you is that your consciousness is where you're putting yourself in your environment. So yes, we know what's going on. We can either really educate ourselves and have a higher consciousness and give it a higher understanding. But how things are flipping and changing, and do this and do that, and we'll make something up, but then seeing that the people that are supposed to be in charge of us making shit up as they go along, as that, you know, you can see through it. You can see it's made up as it is. You can see it's fear tactics. So what I say to you, there's no point of you sitting there getting stressed out. There's no point of you sitting there bitching with your mates and girlfriends and going, oh, this is fucked and rah, and on social media, because that's not making a difference, is it? Hey, Mr. Mockbell and Jessica, great to have you on. So a lot of these, so what I've shared right here now, I've shared into a lot of groups that, you know, the 5D, higher dimensional, multidimensional, higher consciousness. And it's very easy to say these words. It's very easy to say quantum field and physics and NLP and mindfulness and spirituality, yoga and higher fucking whatever. But I'll tell you one thing, from doing this for 12 years and being around actual people that are higher consciousness, that do have this understanding, most of these people aren't. So my mission tonight is to get you higher consciousness and have a formula that you can create, or a bit of a checklist that you can tick off to go, fuck, I need to make a change. So you need to go that the energy that I'm putting in, the conversation that I'm having, what I'm replying to, or whatever it might be, is it actually making a difference? Hey, Bianca, great to have you on as well. Thank you. And so true. I appreciate that. And, you know, I'm not here to prove anyone wrong. I'm not here to push my opinion. I'm just going to give you things that I've experienced in my life, certain things that have worked for me. And you know, you can take it. You can take some will really stick and some won't. Some things that you really connect to, and some will, like, you know, Lee, I don't agree. And that's, you know, that's purely fine. So what I want you to understand right now, let's throw some things that we can start to get some change right away. Would that be cool? So right now in your relationship, in your environment, is your environment, so your house, who's in your house, the way it's set up, you know, is it supporting your growth? Because that is part of your collective consciousness. That is your environment. Are you waking up so pumped, so alert, or, you know, you want to take over the world? Or are you dragging your ass out of bed? You're going, oh, I'm so tired, my back, my neck, oh, the COVID, I can't do anything, it's raining, I'm locked up, I hate my life, oh, when's this all going to go over? Is that you at the moment? Or are you someone that has set up your environment, that is sticking to an amazing routine, that you're getting up nice and early so you have more hours of the day to rock it out? You know, you've invested in some development program, or, you know, in a fitness program, so you're getting up and you're doing some really, really cool things. You know, is that you getting up and, like, you know, putting great music on, not getting on social media straight away? Let's say you're articulating your space. Are you influencing your space from, you know, incense, smells, taste, all the senses? Are you stimulating your senses? Are you doing what you can do? So then through, you know, what you can do, you're going to come out of it a better person. That is a different collective consciousness that you're creating. What about your relationship? Are you in a relationship? Are you single? Are you married? Are you just boyfriend and girlfriend? Do you have a rental partner? You know, whatever it might be. What I'm going to say to you, that being around that person or persons, you know, you might be renting with someone, is that raising your vibration? Is that, let's get away from raising vibration, because some people don't really know what it is, or they say they do, but they don't. Let's just talk about your success. Is it growing you? Is it supporting your growth? Are you feeling more empowered? And this is the thing that I want to tell you as well. One of the things, if we're talking about a collective consciousness, let's just fast forward for a moment. Listening to the news, you know, reading all the fucking conspiracy bullshit on social media, you know, going back and forth with negative people, is that actually growing your success? Is that growing you, or is that holding you back? Well, there's Crystal, could hear her walk in.
Hello,
so, hello. And this is the thing that I really want people to be mindful about. And right now, I really want you to be able to go over this checklist. Is by going over that, listening to the news, checking, you know, Dan Andrews check in, or, you know, now you don't really hear from him, now it's the Prime Minister, and listening to that, is that actually supporting your growth? You know what I mean? Like, what's happening here? So when we're going to talk about the now things, yeah? If I jump out to the collective consciousness and what's going on in China and these other countries, to be honest with you, I don't really pay too much attention, because it's not affecting me personally, yeah? And if I'm worrying about something that I can't control, then I'm not worrying about something that I can control. I'm going to say that again. If I'm worrying about something else that I can't control, then I'm not worrying about something that I can control. We're worrying, you know, oh, this person's opinion, or what's happening over here, and that country's doing that. You know, you need to look at it, and people go, you need to have your awareness. But I say to you, that if you're getting affected of something that you can't control, you're putting that energy, those thoughts, that vibration into the collective consciousness. So when we talk about universal consciousness and collective consciousness, you need to understand this, that all living things, you know, it doesn't even matter, it can be a living rock, whatever, a human, a bird, you know, an animal, we are all connected. We are all connected through a consciousness. And how this has been proven, because when we're in a consciousness, we know that something is there. We know that there's a communication. It's not just about that you can see. You know, certain animals can feel you before you even get there. You know, you have the feeling, well, you know, you have that. People that are awake can sense certain things. But what an understanding of, you know, if we talk about, you know, I don't really want to get too scientific with you guys. If you talk about a collective consciousness, if you talk about, you know, a universal, let's just say connectiveness, that you think of yourself right now, and I always use this mythology as being in an ocean, being under an ocean now. So you have to think about when a person, you know, has a negative thought or is thinking about something which isn't a great energy, it's like a black ink. So imagine all these people that are living in fear, you know, in anger, in disillusion, suppression because of the COVID and all the rest of it. They're putting all of this negative consciousness into this ocean, and think about it as a black ink. And everyone is affected by it. So instead of us seeing clear, knowing where we're going, making good decisions, feeling the right way, you know, we lift people up, that you always need to remember this. And I was going to say this before, and I know I'm so excited with everything that I want to share you guys, that you want to be very mindful of how you feel around people. How you feel in your environment. When you're in your environment, does it make you feel alive? Like I said, when you're around certain people, does it make you feel, you know, drained? Does it make you feel, you know, afraid? Does it make you feel that you don't want to be around them? And that can be your partner. That can be your social group. That could be your actual living space. And the thing about that as well, like there's certain different things is I'm gonna be very honest as well. One of the things that I know what my coaches and, you know, a lot of spiritual leaders have always called me out on, that's why I'm all about the truth. You know, I'm all about, you know, giving messages of strength, because that was, you know, my you know, tag name, the truth and the messenger of strength. And people that aren't living in their truth do not like to be around truth healers. They don't like to be around people of light, because you're holding that mirror to them that they need to change, that what they're doing isn't serving themselves, and they need to do the work. They need to get out of that, you know. And the crazy thing is, I'm just going to get quickly so I can have a quick read of the messages that are coming up there. I'm just going to put this on my computer if it wants to play. Let me have a look. All right, cool. So then I can see the messages there. Okay, cool. Rach, doing a fitness program, meditation, putting great incense up and crystals, holding us back. We just started doing this thing before we get out of the bed, when we're choosing 3 things to really be super grateful for. Changes your entire energy for the morning. Yeah, 100%. Look, it's, you know, the thing that I want everybody to really connect with tonight, don't get too much caught up in the airy-fairy things, labels, this, that, because, you know, there's a lot of people doing gratitude that don't get anything out of it. There's a lot of people that are doing, you know, incense and crystals and all the rest of it, meditation, that their lives are still spinning in circles. You know, even all these things, I'm going to do yoga, and I'm going to, you know, do a circuit training, and I'm going to meditate, and I'm going to do a healing, or whatever it might be, that you really want to set the intention, because what I see, people are doing all this stuff, but not getting the result. And what that is showing me, that you were doing it unconscious incompetence. Yeah? What it is that you aren't connecting with it and setting a consciousness or intention enough for you to actually get the result that you want. And how I know is you see a person's state. Are they always taking 2 steps forward, 3 back? Are they getting distracted? Are their energy, oh, I'm tired? You know, are they attracting other people as well in their circumstance of having, you know, having things that are people that are judging, you know, lower consciousness. There's a lot, you know that, yeah? You know that what frequency you're on through what is coming into your life and what isn't. You know, someone that I know that really truly believes in themselves, loves themselves, it will attract people that are a complete reflection. Someone says that I love myself, and they're in the 1 minute they're in the relationship next, and then I want to be with them, then I don't. You know that they don't, because they're all over the fucking place, yeah? So the thing about firstly protecting your consciousness and understanding what's going on at the moment, you know, there's a lot of fear at the moment. There's a lot of anger. I even know that the fear that channeled through me today, actually wasn't fear, it was more anger and frustration, because I'm saying, no, I'm going to stand up for myself, because I'm going to stop people that are pointing the finger. No one needs to wear a mask. It's something that it's an idea that you do that. Now they're saying you must. And you see, you can actually, it's actually funny. Where I'm living, that there's a post that says you must wear your mask. By law, I can actually take that to a lawyer and I can sue the shit out of the corporate, because it is not you must wear a mask. It's highly recommended. It's mandatory. And if you don't, we'll fine you. Yeah. You take that to a court of law, because another thing that you need to understand, which I don't want to get into, people, they talk about tax. Tax is not mandatory. It's voluntary, but you put yourself in a certain category, then it makes it mandatory. Yeah. Look into things like this. We are getting the wool pulled over our eyes. We're getting a recommendation. Oh, now it's a law, it's this, but you're going to get fined. You're going to get fined $200, but if it was an actual law, you would get arrested and you would be put in jail. Yeah. So the thing what I'm seeing as well with what's happening is that instead of people thinking for themselves, thinking abundant, making an opportunity, they're taking their opportunities away. Some people won't even travel to go and see their sick partner or go and see their sick grandma or whatever. And you can get a certificate, or you can go and do something. And these people are saying no because they're either going to get a. What happens if your parent died? What happened if that partner died? What happened if your grandma died? And all you needed to do is just to get the permission that you're saying you're going to look after them. And let's be honest, I'll be honest, I go and look after my parents and be there and spend time with them because they're in their 70s. I haven't been stopped once. But I tell you, if I got the $1,600 fine, it would be fucking worth it. But the thing what's even more worth it is not losing your mind and your ability to think for yourself and start to see the world through a pinhole. Because that's all you're going to see, instead of seeing the world through a higher perspective. And that's why at the moment there's a heavy consciousness. You see people that they're not even, as they don't really say right now in here in Melbourne, they're not really, they're not very friendly. They're not saying, oh, hi, how you going? Like in Bali, everyone's saying hello and whatever. And, it's here in Australia, it's fucking shit, to be honest with you. And, they say Melbourne's the most livable city. Well, I would like to differ. At the moment, even with this COVID, you say Melbourne's the most livable city. Yeah, look, there's a lot of good things here and there, but, it's almost like it's the sister of LA. So the other thing that, what I want to say, guys, is that what's happened now, instead of people coming together and wanting to help, it's like you're seeing people like they pushing in lines, they're not helping the elderly, they're walking in front, they're like, how dare you get close to me, and you're 1 meter away, I'm going to go away. You have to understand these things. I know these things could stop helping, whatever, if this virus, I don't believe in the whole thing because there's just too many facts that prove against it. And, when people are just making things up, oh, let's just all of a sudden wear a mask now. You need to start really having that awareness of yourself and going, you know what? Why all of a sudden, if they've got this, why all of a sudden they're making this up and they're doing this and they're taking people, it's like almost like an experiment. Let's see what we can get away with. Let's see how much these sheep, the people, so let's see how much they will conform. And that's why these things are coming down. Oh yeah, sorry guys, you know what, we fucked up. Tap on the bum. Who cops it? We do. So another thing that you need to understand, to separate a strong team or the masses, you want to separate them. So what you want to do is you want to blame other people. Oh, because a person didn't wear a mask, they went across the border or something. Let's blame the spread. Yeah? But what I want you to all wake up to, and this is not just about COVID, this is about other things that are going to happen and people want to blow, put the wool over your eyes. This main thing is firstly understanding that when you could be in the opportunity, or right now you could be, there's so many other things that are happening that in life right now, that you could be in a new relationship, or you could be wanting to date someone, you could be married, you could be having a partner, or whatever it might be. You could have started a family, you could have just been in early stages, or you could be obviously in developed stages. You need to ask yourself this: being around that person, is your energy going lower or higher? Yeah, ask yourself that question, because it's not about, and then, you being around that person, are you making that person's energy higher or lower? Because the thing is, that is a collective consciousness, because collectively you're a team, a family. And if you can't stand being around people, or the kids are never there and people running around and you don't want to see your mum and dad, you have to, everyone's operating in a different consciousness, yeah? And you don't need to be in it, because what's happening, you know, you guys, if there's any people that play musical instruments, some people that, have you seen those tuning forks? You go, whoom, 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 whoom. So they're like a fork, and they're tuning forks, yeah? And then normally you can do this to tune guitars or other, musical instruments, and they're vibrating. The thing is, you can get an actual another tuning fork that's not even being activated, and it's not even, there's no vibration, yeah? And what happens to this fork, it actually sucks the way, it desensitizes that fork, and it stops it from vibrating. You move this away, and it will start vibrating again, yeah? You bring in your tuning fork that doesn't vibrate, and what it does, because the vibration is obviously, it's moving the air, it's sending energy out because it's vibrating, and the metals are vibrating, they're hitting and sounding sound waves, it's pushing through the air. That what happens is this desensitization, you think it's not moving or it's not doing anything, but it's actually doing the opposite. This is giving, flux, and this is doing an increase. Like I've seen it, I used to be a sparky, and you see when, a lot of the electrical experiments, and this is exactly like us. It's proven. Someone that is even not even vibrating, or even a low vibration, they're going to desensitize you. So, I know this week I've had some encountered with some clients, with some, business partners, meetings, that I had to get off the call and say, hey, look, you really need to change your energy, because I'm not going to sit here even through this conference and I want to protect my energy. And people say, oh, but people don't make you how I feel. I said, I know, I'm raising my energy, and then, it's just blah, blah, blah. And that's all got to do with a consciousness. Even it's felt through technology, it's felt through the screen, because, I'm sure you guys, what would you say how my energy is? Would you say my energy is upbeat, it's direct, it's sharp? Would you say my energy is flat, dishonest, and all over the place? You know that. And it's not just with my words or how I look or whatever, that's part of it. But with the energy, and if I raise my energy even more, you'd be able to feel that. So why I'm giving you all these different points and these different circumstances, because you do not need to keep putting yourself in a situation that it is not making you feel, or you're getting challenged in certain ways, in certain circumstances. And I will ask you, is it supporting your growth or not? That's what I will say to you. Listening to the news, but I need to be aware of what's going on. Okay, then what I do is I will take in bits and pieces. Okay, what are the things that I need to know to keep me safe? Yeah, and most of the time I'm not going to sit on the news and then watch the news, and then there's a car crash, and there's pedophilia, and there's bikies, and there's shootings, and fucking all this bad news that afterwards you feel like jumping off the bridge or something. What is it? You can read it. Oh, okay, the restrictions are like this. All right, at the moment, this curfew, blah, blah, blah. This is what's happening over in the world. Just do enough to keep you safe and keep the people around you safe. Don't sit there and go, oh, did you know about this and there and all these other things? And because what it's doing is, and this is the scary thing, that us humans, we were starting to rise. We're becoming consciousness. We're understanding our potential. There was this collective consciousness, not going, oh my God, and astrology and all that. Yeah, look, there's some facts into that. But what I like to, I'm a realist. I like to see and be around people that, there's more people that are understanding. There's more people awakening. There's more people becoming consciousness, actually seeing how the world is operated, who's controlling us, what's actually happening. They're not going down the rabbit hole. You're seeing and being around more of these conscious people, feeling their energy, not even worrying about what they're saying. More people living in their truth, more people living in their power. Not people living, with a hood that's put backwards over their face. And this because, I travel around the world when we can travel a fair bit. And there was, you're not just going to these, these spiritual festivals or crystal, markets or where all these higher consciousness people, go to. It was a collectiveness. You were seeing people come together, even people that aren't spiritual, that aren't into crystals, or aren't, whatever, into self-development. You were seeing the general population around the world. There was less war, there was less, violence, terrorism, all the rest of it. And now, let's just say there's a force saying, fuck, you know what, we need to do something. We need to disrupt this light, because, people are starting to awake. They're starting to, the curtains are starting to open. They're going, hey, fuck, that's a little bit different than what people are saying. But now in this COVID, people have just gone fear. People are dying from it. We have to listen, and they've just completely become sheep. The collective consciousness has become this heavy curtain. It's become this shield again, this wall, and people have just gone, this is what we need to do. We need to just conform to it. Instead of going, oh, hold on a minute. What can I control? Because if I'm worrying about something that I can't control, then I'm not worrying about something that I can. And you see that. You see people getting caught up with, oh, this person said this. Did you know about that? And that happened and all the rest of it. And I said, can I ask you something? How the fuck is that adding to your growth? How is that adding to your consciousness? How is that adding to bettering you? Oh, Lee, but you don't always need to be on the point and growing. I said, I'm not. But you don't have the results you desire. You don't have what you want to give your family. You don't have the health results. You don't have the wealth results. You don't have the mindset. You don't have the truth. You don't have the loyalty. You don't have those values and beliefs that you tell me that you want. So why are you spending any time on things that aren't what you want? What, because you don't deserve to have that? You don't deserve to have that higher consciousness, but you're really good at using words and all these cling words. I'm going to go to this and I'm going to do that. You know what? Just stop the lie and spend the time with connecting with you and being more aware of where your focus is going, consciousness. Because anyone can make some, throws these words around like shadow self and, healing and consciousness and, all these other words, but you don't even believe what you're saying. You're just using these words because they sound cool. They sound like you think you know what you're talking about. But you see that, live your life, fuck the words, live your life at this higher consciousness being, and then you don't need to use words. You don't need to use words so you think that you are an intelligent, that you respect yourself or you love yourself, or you don't need to use these other words to say, hey, look at me, I'm doing a good job. Be that, because one of the things that I'm very passionate about people getting away from needing to fit in and fit in for you and become the best version of you. Because that's what was happening a few months ago, that people were standing in their power. People were going, you know what, I am enough. I don't need to look like this. I don't need to be this. I don't need to remember this, or what my dad said or my ex said, or, what is politically correct. And you've got these people, you don't need to call them light workers or 5-dimensional beings or, star seeds and galactal, whatever that means, because, there might be meaning behind it, but most people don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. And it's just more about, spiritual. What does that mean? Don't worry about the labels. Just focus on actually being conscious of who you are, where you're going, what you're connecting to and so on, because that is so important. That is so powerful. And the thing that I really want to get into your minds, but more importantly into your hearts tonight, is understanding that you can't change the world. You can't change someone else. You can't change your partner. You can't change your children. You don't want to change them. You only want to lead them. And the thing, this is the funny thing about it. It is until you can actually do something with yourself, get over your limiting beliefs, focus on your, how can you give a consciousness? How can you say your higher consciousness that if you aren't even conscious of where you're going wrong, of the awareness of what you're doing? Because some people go, I'm doing some things, I'm growing. Yeah, well done. Yeah, you know what? Sit on the bench. And these are the things that you need to be mindful about. People get a little bit, oh, look, I moved the water bottle. I did something great. Well, great. Are you happy with that? And the thing is, we don't have time. Time is an illusion. Hey, Nikki, great to have you on. And people get too much caught up into fitting in and being this, and I am that, and look at me, and putting things up. And it's not adding anything to the collective universal consciousness, because one of the things that I'm seeing I see it with my clients, I see it with friends, I see it with people around that I don't even know. that what people are, where they're fantastic at is talking about what they don't want, talking about other people, talking about negativity, talking about what they can't have, making excuses instead of solutions, you know. And you think about it and you get to a point, and these people, this is a thing, you might be experiencing this or you've experienced it. Some of these people go, why are the good people walking out of my life? Why am I about to, you know, this person that has been there, or her or him, whatever, they're wanting to get out of my life, or they're starting to move away. Because you have to understand, your consciousness is lowering. They're doing the work and being actually conscious creators and doing that, and they're growing out of you. They don't want to be around that. You're losing similarities. You know, you be good for 2 weeks, and you go back to this darkness. And you know that, and that's facts. Yeah, it's the actions and feedback that you get is facts. It's not me saying, it's not, you know, the government, it's not brainwashing some it's not Dr. Joe Dispenza. These are the facts. So you really need to start understanding that what are you experiencing in your life? Use that checklist in your environment right now. Is it raising your energy? Is it raising your consciousness? Are you feeling more empowered to, you know, chase dreams, or is it lowering it? In your relationship, the person that you're with, you know, if you're married, if you're single, engaged, whatever it might be, or if you've been going into a relationship, are you feeling, is the energy raising? Are you feeling more you? Are you feeling more into your power? Or are you, you know, you're not trusting it, you're feeling unsafe, it's forced, it's, oh, let's just exist, yeah? Let's just exist and maybe it works itself out. No. And all of this adds to the collective consciousness. Because if you're defeated, you're putting that out. If you're not loving yourself, you're putting that out. If you're coming from a lie, you're putting that out. If you're coming from a play of disloyalty, you're putting that out. And think about this. We're in this ocean. So we're in this ocean right now, and every time someone is thinking a negative thought of wanting to hurt someone, and, you know, whatever it might be, what they're doing is they're letting out this ink of this unconsciousness, of this negativity, and that's starting to spread. And you could have someone there, which is your partner, and that unconsciousness, that ink, you know, they're not even knowing where they're going. It's affecting their consciousness. Before they know, they're completely off path. You know, that's a very good way to look at it. And, you know, people across the world could be affecting other people, and they are. And at the moment, instead of, and let's be honest, are you getting up now and you're walking down the street? Are you focusing on, are you actually believing there's hope, there's transformation, there's you know, are you super motivated? Are you loving yourself more and you're loving everybody else? Are you loving, you know, you have to think about the psychological impact of having someone, people around. What does this tell you? What is it telling you? It's firstly showing you that some, you know, people walking around with masks, a lot of them look, it's criminal, yeah? You see them, there's the judgment, like what I got today. Another thing it's doing is, it's telling people not to talk. Psychologically, it's saying, shut up, put a mask on, don't speak. Yeah, and what is it conditioning? People are doing it, they're listening to that. And another thing, what you have to understand is, what there's going to be a massive increase of is going to be health perfections, because those masks are putting a lot of strain on your lungs. So then all of a sudden, then they're going to go, oh, you can't breathe, oh, you must have the COVID, because that's what it affects about. Do you understand? Like, you need to understand, if you, there's a repetitiveness. There's a thing called, you know, I was talking to Kate about this the other day. It's a punishment. It's a punishment cycle. That with the punishment cycle, what happens is there's a lot of, where you go with the punishment is out of your higher self, out of your power. You know, you're not getting the results, so you punish yourself. You go into blame, shame, and then you're going into pain. And then it's like this cycle again. Then you want to do the work and you want to, you know, start to increase yourself, and then all of a sudden you're not getting the result again. You're too hard on yourself, and then there's blame, shame, guilt, and then again it's just this cycle, and it never stops until you actually understand what you're doing. And that's exactly what's happening right now. That there's blame, there's shame, there's things that are going on. There's, oh, this person did this, and they're getting angry. Like, you have to understand, there's a reason why those things are being played over. There's a reason why they're telling you a story. You have to know this. One of the things that I'll just to keep very, very short and sharp, that there are news reporters that are stopping to be, they don't want to report the news anymore because they are highly moral, and they just said, I'm fucking sick of lying. Yeah? And look, you don't need to believe that. You don't, like, that's not a problem with me, but I'm just telling you guys what I know from it. You know, me understand, you speaking to doctors about what's going on, doctors getting paid to shut up and all the rest of it. You need to start preparing yourself from where this is going. Yeah? One of the things I'll just say to you again, you need to really start moving forward and understanding this, because you need to only be able to be putting your energy, your consciousness into what you can control. Yeah? It's you're controlling your, you know, your thoughts, you're controlling your environment, your family, your partner, and all the rest of it. That's what you can control. So stop getting consumed about other things that aren't in your world that you're not getting controlled about. Because if you know people, oh, they put up this and they do that, I asked them, I said, hey, I understand that this is affecting you, but are you going to the Prime Minister? Are you going to the, you know, Dan Andrews? Are you going to this person? Are you going to the president across the world? Are you going and making a difference? Are you going to the police and saying that? If not, you're just wasting your time. But how we can overcome this is we raise our own internal consciousness, our own internal intelligence, become adaptable, don't live in fear, learning, hey, great, you want to put us down and give us this time to work on ourselves? Fantastic. I'm gonna study something else. I'm gonna invest in something. I'm gonna you know, be doing more of these higher educational online awakening sessions. I'm going to apply myself. I'm going to get better because I've got more time, that I'm going to become adaptable. You take 2 things from me, I'm going to create 4. You take 5 things from me, I'm going to create 10. You know, and unfortunately, people have taken 5 things from them. There's 5 things gone away, and then they take their own shit away from them. And that's an unconscious incompetent. Because there's people, you know, you should be looking at this stage right now in your life. Look at the opportunity, feel it, understand it. Instead of getting caught up, filling your mind and focus on, oh, I'm getting affected by the consciousness. I can't go out. I can't do this. I can't do that. Stop saying you fucking can't and start saying what you can do. You know, like I was really shocked with some people that, you know, they haven't gone to visit their parents, or they, you know, a friend or that, and it's even, you know, it might be out of that, you know, the circumference, whatever, but go on, you know. This thing, imagine if your parents died, imagine if your friend died, imagine if whoever died, you would never forgive yourself. And because of something which is $1,600, which is fake, it's money, it comes and goes. I'm not saying, you know, even if you're fucking broke, whatever, that you should be thinking, okay, what can I do? You know, what you need to do is get a letter, get permission. You know, some businesses can still operate because they've got a working permit. But if you're thinking like this, I can't do it, I'm scared, I'm going to get pulled over, that is the problem. Instead of us being higher consciousness being, we're being sheep, and we're having the blindfold over us. Look what this does to your psychology. Yeah? This is what I see people's consciousness. Is this. Look at that. That's the consciousness. People have masks on, but even people don't have masks. This is what I see. Yeah? This is what I'm seeing, because what's happening right now, that the people have a blindfold on. It's not because they're not speaking, you know, their eyes are open, but they're not seeing. And this is the fucking really, you know, this is the scary thing about what's going on. I'm not talking about, this has nothing to do with any conspiracy theories. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. What I know is even people that I know that are close to me, they instead of having a higher consciousness, looking for options. Okay, this is gone. What can I do? They switch off. They're like, I'm in a straitjacket. I can't do anything. I must listen. I must be a robot. I must listen to them. I must bow down. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's not, and this is the thing what I want to say to you is, it's not just, Nikki, not a problem at all. Hopefully this is, you know, really helping you as well. Oh, you've said you needed to hear this, so of course it has. That it's not just what's happening right now. Because I want you to be smart with this. I want you to be higher consciousness with this. It's not even COVID. People are becoming unconscious with themselves. Their personal selves, their partners. It's causing separation. People aren't spending the time to do what they want because it's too much of a distraction. You know, I ask people, I go, okay, cool. Let's just chat. So I test them, yeah? It's like throwing the bait out. You know what they tell me? They tell me about all their fears. They tell me about what they can't have. What's been going on? Oh, you know, this COVID and I can't do this. I'm at home and all the rest of it. This is bad. I haven't seen these people. I'm feeling this, put on weight, you know, rah, rah, rah. I said, oh, wow. I said, you know what, man, I'll be honest with you, I don't really want to continue this. Okay, is that what's really been happening? What about that you've learned something new, that you're doing this, and you're putting a new training program on, you're learning yourself, you're investing, you're educating. There's books and stuff. I started a new hobby. I'm loving this because I'm being able to spend more quality time with my partner, and we're rebuilding our relationship with my children. I'm working on a new business plan. I'm working on something which is, pandemic proof, that I'm adding value on this. I'm connecting. I'm doing all that. The fucking thing is, not many people have said that. Maybe one or two. The people that have said it are my coaches, my mentors, people that I inspire to be, because they have that higher consciousness mentality, and it's crazy. Oh, put on some big weight because of COVID. It's not because of COVID. It's because of your laziness. It's because of your unconscious incompetence. It's because you're not loving yourself to go, hey, or you're not disciplined. Because if someone says, I am bored, you are so greedy and ungrateful for what you have, and you are so undisciplined that I'm bored that you have more time. Oh, I'm just going to sleep in. I'm just going to do that. Oh, I'm just going to eat shit food. And that's what it is. And it comes down to standards. It comes down to consciousness, because I have standards that it's not negotiable, that I'm constantly learning every day. I have had health, challenges. And, there's certain things that I've had to change around, but, I might maybe sleep in a little bit more to get some rest because the doctor said yes, but am I still, reading, getting my cards read, reading higher consciousness, studying, meditating, exercising? I am. I'm not going, I can't because I'm not well and there's COVID and all the rest of it, and I'll be honest with you guys, I've been getting a lot of this from all my clients around the world, especially here in Australia. I can't do this, I can't do that. I said, you know what, let's just stop. I know what's happened now. Okay, there's a curfew. I know that you can't go here, you can't do that. But you know what? If that was me, you could put me into a toilet block, and I'll create a fucking kingdom. I would still find workouts. So, you read and all the rest of it. Like if I was in jail, I would come out becoming a fucking ninja warrior because of all the restrictions and all the rest of it. I would be intaking so much information. But the thing is, this could be you guys, that people are so selfish, people are so ungrateful, people are so lazy, people are so unconscious that they're not appreciating themselves. They're not going to appreciate their partner. They're not going to appreciate their living space. They're not going to appreciate their children. They're not going to appreciate the situation. And guess what? You go around those people and you don't even need to ask them. You just say, hey, tell me what's been going on. Oh, and this person and that. And they tell you about the different problems they've been having. Oh, what I can't do. This got taken away from me. And they're experts about what they can't have. So I want that to actually hurt a bit, because if that's you, you need to start changing. You need to really start changing your life. If you don't respect yourself enough, then you might want to respect the people that are in this collective consciousness with you, yeah? Because that the fear that's creating, what happened today, I could see the guy from so far. We're walking, in Albert Park. These guys weren't even on the track. You could see them, yeah? They were older guys, they may be in their 50s. And you see him going, ugh, and they're pointing to another guy that didn't have his mask on. He was actually bending over coughing. I think he was having an asthma attack. And the funny thing is, people are running past you and what is that doing? Yeah, if you've got it, you're running, you're spitting it out. And they're running. So they're running at a quicker pace, which is bringing momentum. You are more prone to get, with someone, what I mean? Someone running exercise. I understand, you can't have the mask on because you can't breathe. Then, do you know what I mean? Then go fucking run somewhere where there's no people around, but you're running past people. It doesn't make sense. Wake up. So when someone's got a mask on, I've just pulled it down. These people are going like that. And I won't stand for that, yeah? It's not because who I am or what I know, blah, blah, blah. I've gone over to the guys and I've said this because I can feel their energy. It's that collective consciousness. And I said these words. I said, what the fuck do you want to say? What do you want to say to me? Because I've got no mask on, you're sitting there going like that. So say it to me now. We have to. I go, but do you know what I've got? I've got a health challenge, and you're sitting there picking and judging people. Why don't I get a hole and bury your head in it? Stop picking and judging. Just concentrate on yourself. Stop putting that energy out. Because I'm very, very sensitive to people's energy, and I won't stand for it. Yeah, I won't stand for it. And it was almost like a consciousness bullying. It was like a spiritual bullying. Oh, there's this, there's that, and I was obviously with my partner. She's like, Lee. And I said, no, I won't stand for that. And then she goes, I know that you don't say you want to get people, react to people. I said, I understand that if someone's doing it here and there, but if they're constantly doing it, It's not the reaction. I'm going to stand up for myself, you know. So I went over to him and I said, shut the fuck up. Mind your own business. You're about it. You don't know about it. Or, you know, and that's the thing is, if you've got something, then, you know, it's the same. And like you see these people, then we walk past. How many, you know, there was a group of, you know, I think it was like 5, you know, all these pretty girls. And my partner said they were. They didn't have the mask on. Do you think they would have said it to them? There was 2 mums with kids. You know, these, you could tell they're very well-to-do mums. They didn't have the mask on. There was a couple, you know, these other, they look like athletes. They didn't have the mask on. Okay, but do you see our consciousness? We're creating this fucking separation. You know, I wasn't allowed to go and see my grandma, which before that, everyone didn't have a mask. But because I didn't get tested, didn't have a mask, all of a sudden, I can't see her. Like, do you understand this shit? Like, we need to wake up, people, and the fucking mentality of us, not so much us, but people around us. I'm like, you've been around that person all this time, you haven't worn it, and then all of a sudden you need to wear it. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, go get the test. All right, I'll go get the test. And the thing about that is, it's breaking up marriages, it's breaking up friendships, it's separating people, it's separating families. And we need to understand that, okay, be smart, be safe. What can you do to still stay together? Nikki goes, oh my God, love it. What did he say when you said that? Oh, he to be honest with you, Nikki stuttered. He goes, just we all have to look after each other. And I said, oh, now you're stuttering, but you're a big tough guy over there. And I said, hey, we are. I go, why? Don't go there all tough and fucking going, oh, this guy's stupid. And, you know, you could tell that what he was doing. They were pointing this one and that one, and, you know, him and his boyfriend, whatever. And they, you know, and it just was like the energy was shit. Like, you know what? If you're going to do that, then prepare to get that energy back, or shut your mouth. Do you know what I'm saying? I saw people with no mask. I'm not going to go, oh, you've got no mask on, worrying about that energy. That's up to them. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, what I look at, you want to make logical decisions. There's people running, blowing that there, coughing, spitting on the ground. Do you know what I'm getting at? Like, I'm not coming from anger. There's things, I like to have factual things. Like, people are running past you. So if they're coughing and spinning, they've got it. There's more momentum. That's just basic physics. You know, people say, oh, but they're running. But could you catch it? You could catch it even more, you moron. You know, so look, what I'm getting at, I'm not getting at he said, she said, this and that and all the rest of it. I want you to open your minds back up. I want you to be conscious, educate yourself. Don't educate yourself on that fucking thing. It's called a programming machine. It's the TV, television, yeah? It's telling a vision. Listen to this. Television means tell a vision. What are the things that you press? And they're different channels. They're channeling different messages, information. The frequency of the television, this is proven, the binaural beats, the frequency of the television is to make you tired, confused, angry, and for, I think there's another one I can't remember, and this is proven. The TV, when you watch it, the news has an undertone. Yeah, you know, those government things that come on, ding, ding, ding. You know, it's like, you know, the dog, you ring the bell and it starts to, you know, it's all these psychological things which you guys don't know about. And on basic mindset psychology, it's there. But you guys just need to know about it. You know, it's someone, you got cake on your face. You just need to go, fuck, how long have I had this cake on my face? You need to want to look in the mirror and actually understand it. You want to look for all of that. I see people without masks, I still smile, I say hello, it's their choice. 100%, you know, and that's having that higher consciousness, Rachel. It's not, oh, I can't do this and that, and these people are doing all the rest of it, because it's not just that environment. If you've got more people like that, would that be a comfortable environment? Think about this. Think about, you know, maybe there was 100 people around the lake today. If you had, say, 2 more groups, 3 more groups of that environment, even just around that lake, and you could even see it, because even around that little spot when it happened, other people said, oh, they felt it, the same thing, the energy, like these people were coming past, and that's just in a small area. Imagine if there's more, because that's starting to, you know, it's starting to infest total subliminal messaging. 100% about the news and all that. Yeah, 100%, Kate. You know, and the scary thing is, just look at your own actions, because people want to change the world. People want to empower women. People want to empower men. People want to empower dogs. People want to save chickens. You know, I'm just being silly now. And it's all these things that they want to save, but you save yourself. Think about this. Let's just break it down. If we're going to build this building, don't go, oh, look how great it is. You need a fucking strong foundation. You need a strong concrete slab so then you can build up from it. And that's exactly like your growth. That's exactly like your future. That's exactly like your process. That if you just keep changing this and going to that and shiny things and I'm distracted, you never get anywhere. And you can see it. How old you are, do you have what you want in your life? No. You don't. I don't have what I want in my life because I know I haven't done the things always to the point. Have I done great things in my life? Yes. Am I going to keep doing great things in my life? Yes, I am. And not that I hope so, because hope so is like, oh, and you know what I mean? And you see people what they have and what they don't. You see people's patterns. You see people's consistency and non-consistency. And people, I put this thing up yesterday. People have a part-time commitment and expecting full-time results. Yeah? And this is the thing. You are only part-time conscious of what you're desiring and being in your power. And that's why you only have part-time results. A little bit here, a little bit there. Geez, I should have sorted this out many years ago. Or I'm doing this, why aren't I getting there? I should be that. Or, you look back in a month, geez, if I did this, I have that. Do you know what I mean? And that's very common. We all can say that we've said that. I know I've said that. But it's not understanding about punishing yourself. So how we're going to rock this out, guys, I really, what I do with my online programs and they obviously go out to many different countries. Like there's probably about 14 different countries. The one that I normally rock out every Tuesday and Thursday is mainly Australia. There's some other people that, Kate's from Boston, and some people also get on through different private accounts in New Zealand and the rest of it. But I do 30 Monday, Wednesdays, 2 in the morning, and that's my mainly American European crowd. But the thing is, why I'm so passionate about this topic and everything that I talk about, but why we really go deep and, especially now why I wanted to share this. And so thank you, True Authentic Reality team. I know that you've invested money in this. The programs are $97 a month. You get eight live coaching sessions, which is a lot. If you wanted one coaching call with me, it's close to 500. So you're getting 8. The reason why I've dropped that down, because it's part of like the guys that do VIP coaching, they get part of it because they're paying a big investment to obviously do that. So hey, here I have the program. But why I'm doing that over this time as well, because you guys it's not just about hearing this message, it's about what you're going to do after. Yeah. And what we do and what you'll see the guys do, what the guys will do is their growth work and takeaways and then applying, is that the biggest takeaways that you get from this, like what you took away from it, the guys will post here on this forum, and they will also post in the private True Authentic Reality group. Then they will commit to 5 things that they're going to change role play in their life, Tuesday to Thursday, Thursday to Tuesday again, and we all hold each other accountable. And why that's so powerful, it's called accelerated learning, it's called higher success, whatever it is. But the thing is, what most people do, it's not the lack of knowledge, it's the lack of application of knowledge, because there's knowledge out there. You want the answers, they're there. Where people fail is the unconscious incompetence, and it's the laziness of going application of information, 100% Kate. It's the laziness of, oh yeah, that was pretty cool. I tagged a few people. I got some messages. Yeah, Lee swears a little bit, and some of the stuff really, I love his realness and the rawness, and he shared that. And there's a few things that I don't agree with. None of that's going to change. None of that is going to change you. What's going to change you is you taking the bits and pieces and going back, study, watch it from the start, stop the live stream, write in what you connected with, yeah? Your biggest takeaways, post it and read what other people took away, because what you think that you've seen, someone else will see something different and you learn. That's why we call it the mastermind mindset, different models of the world. Even I teach things, go back and read and go, fuck, you know what? I've got all, 16 people in the True Authentic Reality that will be on it tonight. And then I'm like 16 different models of the world. And I teach this and I learn it through their model of the way they see it. I'm like, wow. Yeah. That's the key to this stuff. The key to, not just there is information, there's people doing live streams. You can get on webinars, you can, watch anything on YouTube. But what is the game changer in this program and what we teach is what you do with the application of information. Are you taking notes? Have you taken things out? Are you just sitting there going, oh yeah, the kid's there, the dog's there, and you're running around, oh, let's go back, oh, what did he say? Or are you sitting there typing too much and you're just wanting to get your message out, whatever, and you're not even listening, yeah? So this is not just even for this interaction, it's what you do with the information. And if you want to know more about it, that, like you guys have been, send me the inbox. How can I, Lee, I really connected with a lot of these messages. It makes sense. I'm still getting caught up making the wrong choice, or, you know what, I'm procrastinating. I'm taking 2 steps forward. I'm taking 3 back. You know, what else do you teach in these programs? And it's not some selling technique. It's not whatever, like this is something to give you guys a deep understanding of, let's be honest, like what's going on in this world, what's happening here in Melbourne, what's happening around there. There's shit's happening, yeah? I want to say the things that people, what you think about. I want to say what you're thinking about. Because if we can get that out and then create the solution and have a higher consciousness and operate at a better existence, a high existence, that's when our lives start to improve. Not just mine, not just yours, not just the communities. That's when the collective consciousness starts to rise again. So it's like, you know, we're starting the pilot lights and the heaters again. Our lights are being blown out because what's going on? You start your light. I start my light. They start their light. She does, he does. All of a sudden, these lights, you bring fire together, what happens? The flame starts to burn even higher. And that's the same as the consciousness. Raise the collective consciousness. Stop being distracted on things that aren't serving you. Kate says, and you do use this information you learn in daily life, like actioning it, what you learn. If it's not, it's a waste of info, really. 100%. Like, I could read books. I was watching Dr. Joe Dispenza. There was, you know, these other new things I got put onto and other new mentors. Always studying, always learning new things. You know, it's great having a partner that is higher consciousness and, you know, advanced in other things, and I'm more advanced in some things, and we teach each other stuff. And you're not just talking about, oh, this bitch said that and that happened and my football team lost, and, oh, did you see this thing? We're not always, you know, boom, boom, on point. We love humor. It needs to be balanced. It needs to float. It needs to be duality. You know, it's playful. It doesn't need to be hard. You know, you want to enjoy the journey. And, you know, and that's what I was going to finish this with. People at the moment aren't enjoying their journey. You know, yes, okay, oh, look, my business has stopped and I'm not getting the money, or I'm job keeper, there's on some government fund, or I'm stuck at home, I'm doing that. You know what? Take everything away. Take everything away. Take everything away. Like, if they want to take completely freedom away, you can still find happiness in the journey. You can still give yourself an understanding and still find happiness. You can, but it's your choice. It's your choice to have that higher consciousness, not getting caught up with the collective consciousness at the moment, which is the sheep, which is the blindfold over your eyes. Simon Davies. Hey, how are you, mate? Hi, Lee. I've been watching and listening to you for a bit now, and I can say it helped me. A large lady with many medical issues had, how do you say that? Bariatric surgery, but to motivate myself, I had bad depression and anxiety. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. That's very heartfelt. Hope you're recovering well. And yeah, look. See, that's I love that stuff. Like, and obviously you've been watching me from far. Obviously we never connected before, Simone. So, because did I say Simon? No, it's Simone. My eyes are playing up. It is too, because for some reason I can't really see it really high on my computer. There we go. It was moving. Now I can see. I think I need glasses. And yeah, look, that really touches my heart. And look, that's a consciousness. Like, I didn't know that I had that you know, that influence or that effect. So yeah, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. Look, if you want that extra help, or you're friends with Rachel, that's fantastic as well. You know, Rachel's doing a good job. She needs a bit of a kick in the bum here and there. You know, she has a little bit of a start and stop and here and there, but she is doing good. You know, I'm a realist about certain things. And I tell Rachel all the time, Rachel, you're like a Ferrari. You're in the shed, you know, take the cover off the Ferrari, tune it up, put good fuel in it, start the engine and just go with it. You know, I see the potential in that. And, you know, and it doesn't look at, I would say it does get frustrating sometimes, because you see people's potential more than they see it in themselves. And look, people do see that. I do believe I have a gift in it. You know, I've worked with professionals and been a professional since I've been a young kid in sport and that. And I see that in others. But, you know, what you need to do, if you're getting that advice, just surrender to the process and say, okay, I'm going to live my best, but, you know, my best self. Because anything else is just excuses and unconscious. You're just making excuses. You know, okay, what can I do? This has been taken from me. What can I do? All right, I've got surgery at the moment, but how can I still learn? How can I get healthier? You know, I can't walk too much or whatever because I'm not too sure what that surgery is, but can I read a book? Can I do this? Can I do that? All right, you know, what are all these other things that are happening? So, you know, you really need that deep understanding of not, you know, committing part-time to have full-time results. And it's either a commit and decide, or it becomes an excuse. Have a healthy obsession with what you want in your life. And this is the key. What are you consciously focusing on? Be aware, time it. You know, if you're not doing something, have it like a band, weight loss. Oh, cool. Awesome. Great. Hopefully the process is working well with you. And like I said, if you want to know more about helping you, why you're going through this, to heal yourself, mindset, send me an inbox. If you're Rachel's friend as well, that's fantastic. You know, if you've seen Rachel's journey, it's been, you know, it's been a good one. You know, she does start and stop with certain things, but she has gone up like that and plateaued out a little bit. It's time to have another breakthrough now. So, I'll admit 100%, not a problem, of course. That's great. So, thank you guys. Thank you for everyone that's you know, spent the time to want to improve themselves. A few people sent me an inbox. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I haven't even eaten tea yet. Thank you for my True Authentic Reality team that's on tonight. Dave, I haven't seen Dave. If you're still there, mate, hopefully I haven't got any messages from you. I don't know if Kyle's on. Sophie, if you're there. Obviously, Rachel, Kate, you ladies are always there rocking it, which is fantastic. And the rest of the team that will get on, because I know most of the team did know that we are doing it on the public page. And all your new people, thank you, and welcome to this as well. And yeah, at the end of the day, get away from words, get away from labels, get away from I'm this, I'm that, or this is a new technique, this is a new thought pattern, this is a new whatever it might be. Oh, Dave is there. Bit quiet today, mate. You know, you normally throw it in, but you must be taking great notes. You know, hope consciously you are, and I can feel that you are. You know, I'm a realist, guys. It's all about, you know, Crystal and myself did you know, it was more of a unity of the new age masculine and feminine. We did a live stream the other day, not yesterday, I think the day before. And it's gone viral, 3,000 views in some pages, and a lot of people really getting a lot of value from it. But where it is, it's being that real, raw, relatable, yeah? I'm this person that I don't want to, you know, you're real. We all cry. We all go to the toilet. We all have sex. We all scream. We all get angry. We all laugh. We all, whatever, behind closed doors. We're humans. And what it is not going, I need to fit in. Be okay with your bumpy bits, but just improve on them. Yeah? Be okay that, you know, maybe you're not a fast runner. You can improve that if you want. Be okay with what you might think that you're short or tall, or you're a woman or man, whatever it might be. Be okay with who you are, because who you are, no one else can be. And the more that you can connect with who you are and actually go, you know what, no one else can be me. And the better you get at being you, and actually not just saying that I love myself and this and that, wank wank, but the more that you become unique, your uniqueness is your freakness. I always say, alone we're unique, but together we're unstoppable. But that your uniqueness is that the better you get at being you, as that beautiful man, as that beautiful woman, you become untouchable. And that creates the collective consciousness. Instead of, I want to be like him, or I want to be like her, you can take different bits and pieces and models, and just keep moving from that. And that's when things start to get sexy, yeah? My bumpy bits are smoothing out. See, the results in my body is making it. I like that. I don't even know what I was watching, but you sounded good and I like what you're saying. Somehow you popped up on my newsfeed. Awesome. Thank you for that, Nikki. Where are you? Did it maybe come from one of the pages? Because I know that we shared to a few pages. Where are you located? Are you located in Australia, or are you located somewhere else? I'll check out your profile a bit later. But yeah, if you're more interested in what we're doing, what we normally do, my team and I. So obviously, guys, you would know, if you don't know me, I've done a few TED Talks. We run a lot of transformational retreats for, the mix, the polarity. Also, we run, I've shared a lot. Oh, awesome. Thanks, Rach. Probably from one of those. We normally run, men's only transformational retreats in Bali. We've got 32 of them. And also couples like the polarity, the new end and ultimate flow experience retreats. Vic Lang Lang. Oh, beautiful. So you know exactly what I'm talking about then over in Lang Lang. I love it. I love the word Lang Lang. People call me Lili. That's almost the same as Lang Lang. So there's many different things that we do. We do the one-on-one coaching, or obviously we do the workshops here in Melbourne, but all around Australia as well. But when we start traveling, you know, we do a lot of some really cool stuff as well. So I'm actually wanting to get over to LA to be part of a new blockbuster movie, which is supposed to be The Limitless. You know, the guy that takes the pill, Bradley Cooper, supposed to be part of, series 2, which is going to be called Mindset Misfits. So you guys, I'm allowed to say that now, but at the moment we can't finish it, and so there's a lot of stuff happening. So anyway, let's connect, Nikki. Love to know more about you, if you've connected to it, how we can, you know, help you and what we do, if it's going to add some value, and you know, it would be great to have someone else in our team. Simone, I just saw that come there. You make me think a lot about my life. Thank you. Awesome. And again, Simone, love to contact, or love to know more about what you're doing, and you know, how we can, you know, rock out and move that out. So thank you guys, really appreciate you, really appreciate your time. More importantly, I just really appreciate you showing up and wanting to become a better version of yourself, and less saying, you know, it's more about not even doing, it's about being. You can create a higher collective consciousness by going within. Have a great night. Take care.